Level Up Your English, Level Up Your Life, English listening practice podcast on real life situations to help you learn naturally and improve in all areas of life. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Level Up English, your go-to podcast for learning English in a fun, simple, and powerful way with real-life transformation stories.
Hey, Grace. I was thinking, last time we talked about how rich people think about money, but what about the bad money habits that hold people back?
Oh, good point. Because sometimes it's not just about earning more. It's about what you do with the money you already have.
Exactly. And many of these habits are so sneaky. People don't even realize they're keeping themselves stuck.
But the good news? Once you see them, you can change them. And that's what today is about. If you're serious about leveling up your money mindset and your English skills, stick around.
If you're serious about leveling up, hit that subscribe button, like this episode, and visit our community post section after this for quizzes and speaking practice.
Plus, we've made a free PDF guide for you with all the techniques, vocab, and grammar questions from today's episode. You can download it straight from the description or the pinned comment below.
And later, our vocab queen Samantha will pop in with new expressions to make your English and your wallet stronger.
Most people don't realize it, but small daily habits can make a huge difference in your financial future.
That's right. Wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by habits. And today, we'll reveal 7 habits that secretly keep people poor and how you can break them starting today.
But before we get into it, I want you to hear Jinae's wake-up call. Today's story comes from Jina, one of our inspiring listeners from South Korea. I'll tell it in her words, so you can truly understand what she went through. My name is Jina, and I was stuck. I had a good job at a tech company in Seoul, and my friends always told me I was lucky, but something was missing. On the outside, I looked like I had it all. A steady paycheck, a nice apartment, a small circle of friends. But deep down, I felt like I was drowning. Every month, as soon as I got paid, it felt like the money vanished. I lived for the weekends, going out, buying new clothes, eating out at fancy restaurants. But by Sunday night, I was already anxious about what would come next. My bank account was empty. Again, one night, sitting alone in my apartment, scrolling through social media, I saw something that shook me. A post from a friend. She was on vacation in Paris. Another friend had just bought a new car. I looked at my own reflection in the window. My face pale from staring at the screen for too long. I asked myself, why do I feel like I'm always falling behind? That question hit me hard. I had never thought about money the way they did. I had never asked myself where it was all going. And I certainly had never questioned why I kept making the same mistakes over and over again. That night, something inside me changed. The next day, I started tracking every single one that I spent. Every coffee, every meal, every little impulse buy. I realized just how many small purchases added up and how many things I didn't really need. But that was only the beginning. I started reading books about finance, about habits, about what it really meant to take control of my money. I learned that it wasn't about having more. It was about keeping more. Slowly, I began to make changes. I stopped spending money on things I didn't need. I created a budget, and I stuck to it. I opened a savings account and started building an emergency fund, no matter how small the amount was. But then, one of the hardest moments came. I had to face the truth about my spending habits. It wasn't just about the money, it was about the mindset I had grown up with. I had been taught to keep up with the Joneses, to buy things to look successful. But in that moment, I realized something even bigger. I didn't want to look successful. I wanted to be successful. Today, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm no longer trapped by my own choices. I've built a budget, I've paid off most of my debt, and I'm saving for my future. And I know one thing for sure. The road to financial freedom doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you have the courage to change, one small step at a time. And I'll never go back. And that was Janae's story. Janae's story shows us that the first step toward change is awareness. She didn't wait for the perfect moment. She took action when it mattered most.
Wow, Janae's story really hits hard. It shows that real change doesn't happen overnight. It happens the moment you decide to stop ignoring the problem. Facing your money habits isn't easy, but it's the first step toward real freedom. And honestly, his courage to face himself, that's what building wealth is truly about.
All right, let's dive into the 7 money habits that keep you poor and how to break them. 1. Living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck is like being on a financial treadmill. You're constantly running, but you're not getting anywhere. If you spend everything you earn, you're trapped in a cycle with no room to grow. How to break it? The key to breaking this habit is shifting your mindset. Pay yourself first. Before you spend any money, put a small percentage of your income, even as little as 5%, into savings or investments. This helps you build a cushion and gives you a sense of financial freedom. Start small and watch it grow over time.
Not 2. Not tracking your expenses. You can't manage what you don't measure. Not tracking your expenses is like driving a car without looking at the fuel gauge. You'll run out of gas without knowing when or how. How to break it? For 1 month, track every single expense, from your daily coffee to larger purchases. It might seem tedious, but it's incredibly powerful. Once you see where your money is going, you'll realize what's essential and what's just wasting your cash. Use apps or simple spreadsheets to make this easier. Awareness is the first step to taking control.
Impulse buying. We've all done it. Bought something just because it's on sale or because we think we deserve it. But impulse buying can be a huge drain on your finances, especially if you're buying things you don't really need. How to break it? Before making any non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. This cooling off period gives you time to think about whether you really need the item, or if it's just a momentary desire. Often, after a day, you'll realize that you don't need it at all. This simple habit can save you a lot of money in the long run.
4. Using credit cards without a plan. Credit cards aren't inherently bad, but they can quickly lead you into debt if you're not careful. When you use credit cards without a clear plan, you risk accumulating high-interest debt that can take years to pay off. How to break it? Only charge what you can pay off immediately. Before swiping your card, ask yourself, can I pay this off in full by the end of the month? If not, don't buy it. Treat your credit card like cash. It's easy to overspend if you don't have a clear plan for how to pay it back.
5. No emergency fund. Life happens and emergencies are inevitable. Without an emergency fund, you'll be forced to borrow money, often at high interest rates, or worse, rely on credit cards. This can quickly lead to debt and financial stress. How to break it? Start small. Even $500 is a good start. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, but it's important to have something to fall back on when unexpected expenses pop up. Over time, you can build this fund to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. But the key is to start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment.
6. Comparing your life. We live in an age of constant comparison. Social media is full of people showing off their latest vacations, clothes, cars, and more. But comparison often leads to overspending, as you try to keep up with people who may not even be as financially stable as they seem. How to break it. Focus on your own goals and financial journey. Instead of scrolling through others' Instagram stories, set your own milestones and work towards them. It's easy to get distracted by other people's successes. But remember, their journey isn't yours. Stay focused on your own progress and don't let external pressure dictate your financial decisions.
Thinking, I'll start saving later. We often think that saving is something we'll do once we earn more or once we've paid off certain debts. But later rarely comes. The longer you delay saving, the harder it will be to build financial security. How to break it. Start today, even if it's a small amount. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. Every little bit counts, and the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Remember, action beats perfection. The key is to start, even if it feels uncomfortable at first.
If you can fix just one of these habits today, you're already winning. Make the change, take control, and watch your financial future improve.
Now, let's boost your money with Samantha.
Hey, English learners. Here are 10 money-related words you need. 1. Budget. A plan for your money. Example, I created a budget to control my spending. 2. Debt. Money you owe. Example, I want to pay off my student debt quickly. 3. Emergency fund. Savings for unexpected expenses. Example, my emergency fund helped me when I lost my job. 4. Impulse buy, buying without thinking carefully. Example, that new phone was an impulse buy. 5. Financial freedom, when you have enough money to live without stress. Example, I'm working toward financial freedom. 6. Net worth, the total value of what you own minus what you owe. Example, my goal is to increase my net worth every year. Interest, the extra money you earn or pay when you save or borrow money. Example, the bank pays me interest on my savings. 8. Assets, things you own that have value, like a house or car. Example, investing in assets like real estate can grow your wealth. 9. Liability, something you owe, a financial responsibility. My student loan is a big liability right now. 10. Investment, putting money into something to make a profit. Example, buying stocks is a smart investment for the future. Use these words in your conversations and posts because real wealth isn't just about money, it's about knowledge. Try using 2 of today's new words in the comments below. It's a fun and powerful way to boost your vocabulary and your writing confidence. And don't forget, your free PDF guide is waiting in the description or the pinned comment. That's all from me for now.
Thank you so much, Samantha, for those wonderful words.
Small habits today, big freedom tomorrow.
Your future self will thank you for the changes you start today.
If this episode opened your eyes, like it did for Jinnah, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this.
And if today's episode opened your eyes, you'll love our previous episode, How Rich People Think About Money, where we dive deep into the mindset shifts that build real wealth. Click on the video right now and keep leveling up your money game.